Good morning, Year 4. Miss Markwell again, back for another term, the last term of school. Can you believe it? I hope you all had a wonderful half term and got up to lots of lovely, exciting things, enjoyed the sunshine, and just had a really, really, really great time. We are now on the 2nd of June. I cannot believe that time is flying. We're also on to a new topic of maths, which is called statistics. Today in statistics, we're looking at can I read, write, draw tally charts, pictograms, and bar charts. And to be honest, it is quite difficult for me to do this over the computer because my skills of drawing bar charts on the computer are not the best. But we're going to give it a go, and I'm sure we'll do fab. So, here we go. You also might remember this from science when we did the insect experiment. We did some bar charts and tally charts, so this might come back to you when you see it. So firstly, we have a bar chart, and this is called a bar chart, and quite obviously it has bars. This one has 4 different bars, so that is why it's called a bar chart. How do we read this bar chart? So firstly, we've got a title at the top, and this is the title of the full bar. So this is what the bar chart is about. And this bar chart is about how Year 4 travel to school. So that's what we know what we're going to find out. We're going to find out how Year 4 travel to school. Then we have our 2 axes. These are called axes. And the bottom one, the horizontal one, is our x-axis, and the vertical one is our y-axis. On these 2 axes, we also have got titles. We have number of children and transport. So the x-axis is the transport, so that's all the different ways the children travel, and our y-axis is the number of children, so that would be the number of children that travel by car, walk, bus, or bicycle. So let's read it. So how many children travel to school by car? Okay, so the transport is car. How many children travel to school? We need to go to the top of where the bar ends, read across, and the number is 12. So 12 children travel to school by car. Then now look at the walk one, okay? We know it is walk, that is the type of transport. How many children travel to school by walking? We need to read up to the top of the bar, read across the line, and the number is 14. Now, not always will the bar chart have these lines in between, so you might need to get a ruler to read across the line, or else you can use your eye, but maybe a ruler is a little bit better as it might be a little bit more accurate. Okay, so we have car, walk, and walk there is 14, car there is 12. How many people travel to school by bus? So this is a transport. We read up to the top of the bar, read across the line, and how many children travel to school by bus? We have 8. So 8 children travel to school by bus. Lastly, we have bicycle. How many children travel to school by bicycle? Read up to the top of the bar, read along the line, and it is 10. So from this bar chart, we have found out how Year 4 travel to school. Okay. One thing I want to tell you about bar charts is it doesn't always go up as 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, this bar chart is going up in 2s. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So if the top of the bar chart doesn't directly go across the line to 12, it maybe goes in between these 2 lines. What number would you think it would be? It would be 13 because 13 is in between 12 and 14. So it may not always directly line up with the number, but if you know that it's counting in 2s, then you know the number in between 12 and 14 is 13, so the answer must be 13. Okay, so that's bar charts. The next one we're going to look at is tally charts. And sometimes you have a tally chart and then you have to turn your tally chart into a bar chart. And that's what we did when we did the insect hunt in science. So here we have a tally chart. It also has got a title, okay? And the title is favorite color. Our tally chart has got 3 different rows. Okay, so we have colour, tally, and frequency. Colour is the colours that there are: red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Tally, this is called a tally. So a tally would just be little lines, and when you get to 4, you do a line across. Then you start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, line across. And the frequency is just the number of tallies that there are. So let's look at this one. Red, the tally is 5, and then the frequency obviously is 5. Orange, what is the tally for orange? 1, 2, 3. And then we write 3 in our frequency. What is the tally for yellow? We have 2 lines, 1, 2. Then we have 2 in our frequency. Green, 1, 2, 3. 3 in our frequency. And blue, we know from looking at this that is 5. And here we have 5. So this is called a tally chart. Do you think you can turn this one into a bar chart? Copying the format of this bar chart. So we would have a title at the top, then we would have our 2 axes, our x and our y axes. Okay, our x axis, instead of it being transport, our x axis would be colours. Okay, then our y axis would be also number of children. And then frequency, we don't put a frequency into the bar chart. So I want to see, can you maybe have a go at turning this tally chart into a bar chart? So you could pause the video here before we look at the next one. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at today is pictograms. So this is what a pictogram looks like, and sometimes pictograms can look a bit different because they will represent them using different types of pictures. This one is using cupcakes, and this one is obviously just using dots. So let's look at the cupcake one first. Monday, the question might be, how many cupcakes were eaten on Monday? Okay, and you might look at this and think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cupcakes were eaten on Monday. However, that is wrong because on pictograms you will always have a key. And this key says that 1 cupcake equals 6 cupcakes. So this is 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. So we need to 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. So there were 30 cupcakes eaten on Monday and not 5. Okay. Now look at Tuesday. We have got 2.5 cupcakes. So remember, each cupcake represents 6. So we have 6, 12. But look at this one. It isn't a full cupcake. So what do you think it might represent? This one is only half a cupcake. So what is half of 6? Half of 6 is 3. So this half of a cupcake represents 3. So 6, 12, add 3, 15. So there were 15 cupcakes eaten on Tuesday. Let's do one more. Let's go all the way to Friday. So on Friday, you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cupcakes eaten on Friday. The answer would not be 7 because if you look at the key, 1 cupcake represents 6. So each of these cupcakes is 6. So you might want to use a multiplication here. 6 multiplied by 7, and the answer would be 42. 42 cupcakes were eaten on Friday. Now look at this one. So this is a different one. This is number of Smarties, okay? So we have the colours and then the number of Smarties that were eaten. So let's look how many Smarties were eaten that were green. We have 1, 2, 3, and then half a Smartie, okay? The answer would not be 3.5. We need to look at the key, and the key for this one is 1 Smartie, one red or coloured dot equals 2 Smarties. So each of these green dots equals 2 Smarties. This one is obviously half a Smartie, so half of 2 is 1. So this one equals 1. So 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 Smarties were green. Now let's look at orange. Remembering that each of these dots equals 2, and we know that from the key. So how many Smarties were orange? 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's do one more. Let's look at yellow. Okay, so how many Smarties were yellow? Each dot is worth how much? Well done, 2. So there were 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And here we have half a Smartie, and half of a Smartie equals 1, because half of 2 is 1. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 Smarties were yellow. For a pictogram, you will always have a key. If you ever have to draw a pictogram, it is vital that you have a key, or they will not make sense at all. So when you see a diagram like this called a pictogram, make sure before you do your counting, look at what the key is, because if you don't follow the key, you will probably get the answer wrong. So let's look. We have done a bar chart, a tally chart, and a pictogram. So they're the 3 charts that we're going to look at today. That was very difficult to do over this, because I would have liked to have drawn one with you, but my skills over the computer were not good. If you drew a tally chart, if you drew a bar chart from this tally chart, you can send me a picture of it on Teams. I'd love to see it. If not, don't worry. Your worksheets will be available on Teams and also on the school website. And you can go and enjoy those. And if you have any questions, please write me a message on Teams and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you have a lovely day, enjoy the sunshine, and keep being amazing. Bye!